point out my flaws? I'll just point out your bad work ethic. On mobile, sorry everyone. So I work security at a small site, and we work 12-hour shifts on weekends. I'm fortunate enough to work nights and the other guy that is receiving the revenge works in the morning/afternoon, so we see each other every weekend. He doesn't like me at all, and instead of coming to me about little things I do or don't do that bother him, he leaves passive-aggressive notes in his end-of-shift paperwork. Small stuff like got water for the office. Since nobody else will, I rarely drink the office water because I usually bring my own drinks. Stuff that has nothing to do with the day-to-day business that affects the job site and has been going on for the most of the year. I'm newish to this job site. Today I walk in and he left a nice note in his paperwork saying that he put XX.X miles on the patrol vehicle, then in brackets that reads, because I know how to complete rounds and correctly write mileage. I write my mileage down in a way that is different to his, but that my supervisor approves of. There has never been a question of if I'm doing my job or not, and if there is a day where my patrols are a little scarce compared to other days, I let my supervisor know, and she's pretty cool and understanding about it, so there has been no problem with my work or how I do it. So after 9-ish months of his passive-aggressive behavior, I'm fed up. I call my supervisor and tell her that I've been dealing with this crap for a long time now and something needs to be done. I tell her that I'm going to talk to him in the morning when he gets here and tell him that he needs to come to me if he has a problem. She dismisses me again. This has been an ongoing problem with this guy leaving notes directly responding to me and leaving remarks in his paperwork far too long. Tonight at work I decided to take some time to go through his patrols. We have a device that we have to scan buttons to track our patrols, and found out he hasn't been hitting them for almost all of this year. The petty revenge. I went through and printed copies of his patrol tracker and corresponding schedule and handed them to my supervisor and her supervisor. If anyone is interested, I will post an update if/when anything happens. Thanks for the read. Shower guys, shower schedule. So this happened last year on my college campus. Let me preface this by talking about the showers in the dorm I lived in last year. We had 2 showers, one of which was terrible, the other great. The good one would stay hot long, had great water pressure, and was capable of reaching higher temperatures. The bad shower was the opposite of this. With this in mind, I would always to take the good shower. So, around 6 PM I went to go and use it. However, I saw someone was already in it. Whatever, someone beat me to it. I go back to my dorm for 15 minutes and chill on my phone while he finishes. After 15 I head back into the bathroom, only to see he is still in the shower. Odd, but I guess it could happen. Maybe I went in right at the start of his shower and now he's almost done. I go back into my dorm for another 10 minutes and then come back, only to find the shower still taken. He's been in the shower for close to half an hour now, so I'm a little upset cause I just want to get clean. So I ask him, hey man, do you know how much longer you're gonna be? If you're going to be much longer, I'll just use the bad one. I know, super passive aggressive, but I thought it was acceptable given the circumstances. Anyways, he responds with, I'm going to be a bit longer, you should just use the bad one. So that made me upset. What the hell is this guy doing in the shower for 30 minutes, and why does he refuse to apologize for that fact? So, I said, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to wait right outside the door here until you're done. Evidently this guy didn't like that. He was in the shower for maybe another 5 minutes, and then took 10 minutes to change and actually leave the area. I made sure to get a good look at him as he left. I then took my shower and started to forget about this. However, just by coincidence I happened to enter the bathroom just before 6 2 days later. And who would happen to enter the bathroom? That shower guy. He practically entered the bathroom at 6 PM on the dot. I thought this was odd, so I came back the next 2 days at 6 to see if he came again. Sadly he didn't the very next day, but he did for the following one. At this point I knew that he took showers at 6 PM sharp Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A little more watching can find he did this every week. IDK if he had a schedule that made him take showers then, or just loved having set times to do things, but he never broke that schedule, except for the occasional late night shower on Sundays. Anyways, you can probably see where this is going. For the rest of the school year, maybe 5 months, I always took a shower at 5:58, and for the rest of the year I'd hear him go into the crappy shower at 6 PM. Shower good, I was then confined to the bad shower for there on out. TLDR, shower good, I took long shower, I made sure he only used bad shower. She's not the store manager. I am. Alright, so recently I moved from a small city to a big one, and it's important to note, because this plays a big part in why I did what I did to royally FCK my manager over me moving, meant I transferred stores. This store was nothing like my home store. I worked at a Starbucks, a drive-through store. If you know what it's like to work a big busy DT, then you'll know how great this next part is. So my phone randomly died for a half a week and I couldn't get into my iCloud due to some security things. I had nobody's contact from work. I didn't have my schedule, blah blah. Well, I had my coworker social media and I asked them for my ASM's number because I did not feel good at all. I will show up to work /food poisoning and work till I drop. It's not a common thing for me to call out, but I wasn't gonna no call no show. So I texted my ASM saying I couldn't come in, and not only did I not feel good, I had a family emergency thing to be at. She never replied, but she never does, so I thought nothing of it. I get a text the next day from my SM saying I missed my shift. I told her I texted ASM explain why I couldn't come, in that my phone's data was still unavailable. I didn't have my schedule for the current or following week either, and it worried me. I told her that. No reply. Next day she texts me and tells me to call, and I do. She then said ASM is not store manager. Coworker who gave me a SMS hash isn't store manager. I am, and I'm very disappointed. PLS note that I wanted a promotion to a shift, so I worked extra hard at work to be my best. I wasn't a slacker, she just sucks. 7 PPL have quit my store in the last 6 weeks lol. She went on telling me ASM didn't get a single text from you, and you completely no-showed yesterday. You said you don't have the schedule for this or next week. Are you going to finish your last 3 shifts this next week? Do you need me to read it out to you? Like I'm an idiot. Also, I checked when I got my data back, and it was my ASM's hash. That's bullcrap. It couldn't have just vanished into thin air. I told her no, and that coworker had sent me the schedules before I called. I put my 2-week notice in a month ago. They kept me an extra 2 weeks and I did work those, though it wasn't really my responsibility. I didn't want a FCCKM over. Here's where I decided to have the last laugh. I worked all my shifts up till the Saturday mid. A Saturday mid shift in a big busy city drive-through store, where the lines are wrapped around the building. 4 hours I, for the first time, no call no showed on purpose, and I know they are already short-staffed, and I'm a very good worker, so they lost an efficient barista, and she had some real crap drive-through times during a holiday weekend. I hope she enjoyed that. She's done this to more than just one person. She hired a kid who's boning her daughter, and he gets 20 to 22 hours, which is a lot for my store, while people like me and my closing crew struggle to get 9-12.5 hours a week. There's so much dirt I can't wait to spill out 2 hours on Monday. Get fixed.